The Fort Worth real estate market is crazy hot right now. But what does that really mean for buyers and sellers? The most common questions I'm getting asked right now is, when is the market going to cool off? And should I wait? Or maybe, if I buy now, am I overpaying? Well, I'm here to answer these questions, back up my answers with data in true geeky fashion, and hopefully give you some guidance on how you might proceed in this crazy hot market we have here in DFW right now. Because if you're not careful, you could wind up making some bad decisions. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Kiel Lindsey with eXp Realty, and I'm your property geek. I geek out over real estate, the data behind it, and I pride myself in helping my clients buy, sell, or invest in real estate with less hassle and less stress using my proven processes. Currently, the DFW market is in an extreme seller's market, which means buyers and buyer's agents have it very rough. In fact, here is a look at buyer's agents submitting multiple offers on the same house right now.
Begin!
Whoa. People told me when I got my license that I was going to have to fight for my clients, but I didn't take them literally. Even if it is getting a little rough out there, there is still success to be had. I have several clients right now under contract with new construction and one on a resale house that we got at asking price. So with the right strategies, the right knowledge, and we're being ready to act, you can still have success in this market. So when talking to my buyers to get them prepared, I share a few very important stats. The first is days on market. So when looking at days on market, what this is really telling you is the time it takes from the day you list the property to the day it goes under contract. Let's look at the current stats in Fort Worth. As of March 2021, we are at 7 days on market. That's incredibly low. In fact, that is an all-time low. The last time we even really got close was in 2018. I could expand this out to the max, and you could see that since 2003, we are definitely at the lowest we have ever been. So what does this mean for buyers? What this means is that you need to be ready to move and act quickly. Once you find a property you like that fits your criteria, you have to make an offer. So here we have the graph for percent of original list price. And what this is telling us is the comparison between the price the home was originally listed at and what did it close at. And I've broken this down by price range just to help demonstrate that you really can't look at complete market data when you're really trying to craft your strategy. Because if you were looking at all price ranges here, you would be looking at only a 100.8% original list price to close price, meaning people are bidding over asking price homes in their current market. It's up 3.6% over this time last year. That gives you a good indication of what's happening. But if you're buying a house that is $200,000 or less, you would think you need to offer more, when in some cases you probably do, but in a lot of cases, obviously the majority here, people are offering less than asking price and getting it, even though that's up from last year. But if you are in the most affordable price ranges, where a lot of people reside, 200 to 400, well, those are pretty closely tracking with each other. 101.4, 101.5. You know that you're going to have to offer 1.5% over asking price on average to kind of get it. So in our current market, what this is telling us is that based on the price range that you're looking in, you might actually have to bid over asking price. But if you're looking at a luxury home, you may not. You may still be able to get a little bit of a discount on the list price.
It's science.
To achieve success in a current market as a buyer, you have to have a plan, and that plan needs to be backed by data. What does that mean? So when you sit down and you're looking at the market and what you want to buy, you need to start with your needs, your wants, and everything you're looking for in a property. Then you need to see how many of those homes have closed in the last 30, 60, 90 days, maybe 6 months. You need to know this information so you know how quickly you need to act. And you need to know the homes that you're looking for specifically, as I've shown you, can change based on price range or square foot. Knowing this up front will prepare you when it happens. So when your agent tells you, hey, you need to offer $10,000, $5,000, $15,000 over asking price, You already knew that going into it. You're prepared. Once you understand the stats behind the houses you're looking for, the next part of your plan is crafting your offer. The strongest offer possible isn't always about the highest dollar amount. There's a lot of different ways that you can tempt a seller into accepting your offer over others that isn't always just about the total overall sales price. Lastly, and the biggest mistake I see people make is waiting until they need to move. The feeling of urgency in our current market is already extremely high. If you add on top of that a time crunch because your lease expires next month or even 2 months out, it will 10x your stress level. You're supposed to 10x your gains, not your stress. So the question is, how soon should you start? Well, I recommend at least 90 days out. Right now, it is not easy to get under contract, even with all this preparation. And on top of that, closing will a lot of times take 30 to 45 days. That's the best possible solution. I would start sooner, much sooner than you think you need to. The current market is a strong seller's market. So sellers, of course, are riding high right now. In fact, I have this video I took of my last seller leaving the title company. Prices are at a record high. Most of the time there's little to no negotiation. People are waiving contingencies left and right. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some issues you need to be aware of so that you can avoid. And also, you probably still want to clean your house. Here we have the months of supply of inventory by price range graph to help sellers understand not just how quickly their home might sell, but their competition as well. This kind of takes the listings chart, like how many new listings are hitting the market, and our days on market chart, kind of combines them together, because the lower the months of supply, not only is your home selling quickly, but you have less competition. So looking at this, but over all price ranges here, we have 0.7 days on market. That is, again, historically low. We are just setting records in 2021. And as you look through the price bands here, kind of predictably, as you get to less expensive homes, you have less and less inventory. And again, this is crucial to know the difference in the price range you're looking at, because if you're looking at a 200 to 300 range, 0.4 months of inventory. Guys, in a 30-day month, that's 12 days of inventory. And if we don't have more homes listed and hit the market, we will run out of homes. And that's really across the board. Less than a month of inventory is pretty shocking. This is another interesting report I like to share with my sellers when we sit down and meet for the first time to help them prepare for the amount of showings they could possibly have. So what we're looking about is the number of showings happening in the month of March 2021 in the price range, or in Fort Worth only. This is not across the whole Metroplex, just in Fort Worth. In the 200 to 300 price range, we had almost 11,500 showings. If you list your house in that first weekend or maybe over the first week, you can expect 19, 20, 21 showings to happen. That is an incredible amount. And as you go through and you're thinking about selling your house, you need to be prepared for that. Put all this together. What is my current advice for sellers in our current market? Well, first of all, you need a place to go. And you need to figure this out before you put your house on the market. As I've demonstrated, if marketed right, with the right preparation, your house will sell extremely quickly in our current market. This means you don't have any time to waste. The second thing I like to talk to them about is a lot of sellers think that because their homes are selling so fast that they can do less prep work. And while that is true, that's still not always the best way to go. And there's a fine line between less prep work and turning people off from a house that they're going to have to do a lot of work on. When is the market going to cool off? I get asked this question at least several times a week, or possibly rephrased as, should I wait to buy until the market cools off? In true geeky fashion, I have a graph for that. To help demonstrate whether the market is cooling off or not, this new listings report really kind of helps. This is one of the sides of the months of inventory report that we already looked at, but when you look at this, the number of new listings hitting the market should kind of indicate to you if we are going to be getting more or less inventory coming on market. Well, you can kind of see that in some price ranges, we are getting more inventory than normal. So in the $400,000, $300,000 to $400,000, we have almost a 22 higher than 20% increase over last year in inventory. Well, you're seeing a huge reduction in the lower price point houses. So part of this is because homes are just more expensive than they were. But the other part of this is people being hesitant to move and trade up. So we have what we're seeing is a demand for buyers in this more affordable range, but we're not seeing as much inventory hitting the market in that range. So to answer your question, no, the market is not cooling off, and it's probably not going to for a while.
So the most common question I'm getting right now by far is, am I overpaying right now? Well, the answer is complicated, but guess what? I have more stats.
Right. Let's do the math.
So to help me demonstrate that you are not overpaying for a home if you purchase right now, this graph is showing you the original list price over time. So as you can see, if you were to draw a line through all these points, they would be going up, up, and up, and even faster right now. So one thing is certain, even when the market takes a dip, which maybe for a month or whatever, over time, prices will continue to go up. How does that help you right now? What this is telling you is that as you buy your home at $5, $10, $15,000 over list price, you are setting a new comp in the market. As new comps are set, prices will continue to rise. If you were to wait a year, maybe even two, not only will prices have risen maybe 10, 12% year over year as if the pace continues as it is right now, but interest rates will also rise. So that same house will not only cost you more upfront as in sales price, but you could be looking at $200, $300, $400 extra per month based on your mortgage rate and your interest rate that you're going to be paying.
If you've watched this part of the video, thank you for giving me your time and attention. I appreciate it. So to wrap all this up, if you were selling your house right now, congratulations. It is a fantastic time to sell your house in this market. As an agent that cares about your financial future, I hope that you will spend and invest the profit from your sale wisely. Also, be gracious to the buyers that you're dealing with when you're going through the showings and the multiple offers. You might even be a buyer on the other side of another transaction. So a little bit of patience goes a long way. These people are trying. To my potential buyers out there, the market may be a little rough on buyers, but take heart, there is definitely still a path to success. And just because you might have paid $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 of their asking price does not necessarily mean you overpaid. You have to look at the long term. Buying a house is possibly one of the greatest things you can do to help secure your financial well-being into the future. So congrats on becoming a homeowner, and just know that in 7, 8, 10 years, when you're ready to sell again, that extra money you paid will not even matter anymore. The equity that you've built and the memories that you have created will be all that truly matters. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.